Hey friends, Leah here, just coming to you from my fancy kitchen. It's really not that fancy. But today I am so excited. I'm going to try a new recipe. You guys have already seen some of my protein balls, and now I want to make a peanut butter. And by peanut, I mean wow butter, because my kids go to school and there's allergies everywhere. Protein bar. So I asked my dearest friend, Sarah Hooper, the most amazing Pampered Chef rep that I know, if I could borrow her snack bar maker. So this is from Pampered Chef, like I mentioned. It comes with a silicone tray to make bars, and you can make 12 bars in each one, and they pop out easy. And this is just a lid. So we're going to make some peanut butter protein balls, and we are going to use just a few easy ingredients you probably have around your house. So you're going to need a 3/4 cup of creamy peanut butter. I'm using wow butter because, of course, the nut allergies at school, and I want these to be school safe. And then a 1/3 cup of honey, which I have here in one of my other Pampered Chef fancy kitchen tools. This is their liquid and dry measure. So you can measure liquids through this cool thing with a spout, but I'm using the dry measure, and I love how easy and clean it comes. And then there's going to be 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, which I pre-measured. 2 cups of rolled oats or gluten-free oats or whatever kind of oats you want. So I just measured out 2 cups. 2 scoops of vanilla protein powder. So for my recipe today, I'm using the Ultra Performance Protein. The reason why I'm using this one is that it is 30 grams of protein per serving. So in this recipe, there'll be a total of 60 grams. It's also a great source of branched chain amino acids, and it has 0 sugar in it. So we have enough sweet stuff with the honey. There's also a little bit of chocolate chips, since I'm talking about ingredients. Just using semi-sweet chocolate chips. It calls for mini. I don't have mini. It does call for flaxseed, and today I'm fresh out, so I'm just going to leave that out of the recipe. And then some salt and cinnamon, just a 1/4 cup of each. So my first step is to actually melt the, sorry, I had to turn the stove down there. Hopefully you can see me over at the stove. I'll just move the camera a little bit. So I have a pot over there with a metal bowl inside of it, and I am going to go and heat up the honey and the peanut butter and the coconut oil. So these are also Pampered Chef. These are like their little measuring mixing bowl set. It comes with like little lids as well, which is kind of cool for when you're storing extra ingredients. As you can tell, Sarah is one of the most amazing Pampered Chef reps. She's totally converted most of my kitchen. And I told her that I really want to try out these bar makers before I buy them. So thank you, Sarah, for letting me use them first. All right. So over here on the stove, it's just melting together. Super easy. Almost fully melted, but hopefully I'll just fast forward through this part of the video for you guys. It really doesn't take all that long for this to all melt and get incorporated. It's almost there. think the honey takes the longest to melt. There we go. All right. Okay, so that is done. Safety first, you need some hot mitts for when I'm touching that. And our next step is to mix together the oats, protein powder, flaxseed, cinnamon, and salt. I'm just gonna grab a bigger bowl for this. Thought I was fully prepared, but I want to mix this all together. So I'm adding my oats, my salt, and my cinnamon. I'm going to leave the chocolate chips out at the moment. And the amount of protein really just depends on what you're using. It does say about half a cup. And so I know that one serving of the vanilla protein is 2 scoops. So I'm gonna add 4 scoops. And that actually will be really close to half a cup because the cup sizes of the Ultra Performance protein are smaller than most proteins on the market. And so I have measured this out before. And now I'm just going to actually use this little spatula that comes with the bar maker to stir my dry ingredients together before I add my liquid ingredients. So as you can see, it's all melted and incorporated together. And I am just going to pour it into this big bowl and mix it up. All right, so from my recipe, it is telling me that at first, when I start mixing this, it's going to look really dry, but as I continue to mix and stir, it will start to moisten up. And they're kind of correct, so it is looking quite dry, but it's all incorporating really well together here. Do a little bit of mashing when you're doing the mixing, and then a lot of folding as well to make sure all the dry ingredients are mixed in. Perfect. Now, one other tip that I found on this recipe is if your ingredients or your recipe is kind of hot, you can actually put it in the fridge to cool it for a few minutes before you add your chocolate chips so that they don't melt. However, I'm feeling mine and it doesn't actually feel that warm. So I'm just going to add the chocolate chips now and finish mixing this together. Okay. And if you don't have any of these cool tools, like when I added the honey, all I did was push up on this rubber piece and all the honey came out and there was no remnants left in the plastic. So if you want any of these tools, I'll post a link to Sarah's page and you can feel free to shop with her. She's amazing. Okay, so I'm all mixed up and now I'm going to use my bar maker and I am going to portion these into the bar maker and squish them in. So I was just using my spatula and kind of guessing here and smushing them into the bar maker. Now, one other really cool thing that I would like to mention is I make chocolate bark, using another one of my favorite protein supplements called GC Control. So when you mix this with melted coconut oil, it kind of makes like a liquid chocolate, and you can use that to drizzle across on these bars, which would be really, really cool. So for the sake of time in this video, I'm just gonna scoop out some of these bars and squish them in so I can show you what it looks like in this bar maker. Now the recipe says to put it in the fridge for 1 hour after I've put it into the bar maker pan. So that is what I will do. And then in the comments after a link to Sarah's page, I will post what they look like when I pop them out of the bar maker. So as you can see, I've just pushed them in. Some have chocolate chips on the top, some are mixed down to the bottom, and I'll probably come back with a little bit of that GC Control and drizzle a little bit of chocolate on top. But thanks for joining me. I can't wait to share these with you and let you know how they taste, and especially get a good taste test out of the kids. Talk to you soon.